Steve and Flora on the Arizona Trail. An Arizona trails to Philippine tales in lush green fields of the Philippines. Motorbikes weaving through village scenes. New friends made along the way, sharing stories at the break of day.
Hello and welcome to Arizona Trails of Philippine Tales. My name is Steve and welcome to week 63 of the Philippine House Build. And just for a TPF update, I'm just completed my 4th week after surgery, going into my 5th week. The date that I'm looking forward to is May the 23rd, which should be my 10th week, and supposedly I'm supposed to be walking by that time. So probably between the 6th and the 8th week, I might give it a shot to start putting partial weight down, and if I feel comfortable enough, maybe I can start walking. Alright, so again this week the video is going to be the house video, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll put music towards that, so just listen to this part of the video and I'll explain what's taking place for those things that have changed for this week. So basically Flora, she's going to start on the outside. She'll start on the side that has the gray sampling on the end, but she didn't really go down that side. She just showed it because there was no change on that side, and then she'll walk around to the other side and she'll just show that they are working on the wall. The wall's getting a little bit higher, so she'll walk down and sort of film through the cracks of the wall because she's on the outer side of the wall. And then she'll make her way back into the front of the house, and basically when she walks in, the painters are painting the ceiling a white color, but of course it's on the drop down is white, and then of course you've got the PVC in the middle, which is a darker brown color. And then she'll work her way back into the dirty kitchen area, or the helpers area, and not much has changed there either, but what she does is she goes into the maid's quarters and then just looks out the windows at the lanai area. So it gives you a different side view of the steps that are going down and how far the lanai goes to the end there. So that way, hopefully in the future, that will probably be a barbecue pit once you go down to the stairs and before you get to the wall. So that should make a nice barbecue area. And then she'll go back in through the living room into the first bedroom. And then, so the first guest bedroom, you'll notice that they're starting to put on the doors now, which is really good. We've been looking forward to the doors. They haven't really painted them or glossed them or anything, so it's just cutting the door, making sure that the door fits, putting them on the hinges, and then no door handles or anything like that is put on. So she'll go into that room. I think she'll go into the second guest bedroom, take a look around. The door is on the second guest bedroom as well, and the door is also on the bathroom of the second bedroom. I didn't see the door on the first guest bedroom, but the door is on the second guest bedroom bathroom. And the tiles are in the bathroom now, so that's one less area that needs to be tiled. I think the only thing that needs to be tiled now is the CR that is in the living room area. They did tile or finish tiling the laundry room area, but Flora couldn't look at it because that particular door was locked. Then she did go into the master bedroom where they were actually working on fitting that door. So you'll see a lot of wood shavings on the ground to where what they do is they basically measure the door, they shave the door, they put up the door just to make sure that it is fitting into the wood frame. If it's not, they'll take the door down and then they'll continue shaving the door until the door fits. And then Flora goes to the outside to the porch area again, and you'll see a couple of the square tiles. Like our porch areas, our lanai area, and our roof deck area are all going to be tiled. And I believe they're all going to be tiled the same. So when Flora walks out to the patio of the master bedroom. You'll see a couple of tiles there, and that is what those areas are going to be tiled in. And of course, again, it will give you a look at the wall to see how high it's gotten. Everything is done by brick. That's the way it goes. And I think Flora will end the video on just how they're sizing the door for the master bedroom and taking it back down and shaving it again, and that's pretty much will be the end of the video. So again, each week holds a little bit new changes, new updates. Oh, I think Flora also went back into the first guest bedroom and showed the middle light fixture. So one of the light fixtures besides the pin lights, so a lot of the pin lights have already been installed. It's the main lights that we're looking at now. So pin lights are all in. We just need like the main big lights that go in the middle for, say, the living room or the kitchen area, master bedroom, the second guest bedroom. So the main fixture light is in the first guest bedroom. All right, and like I said, it just takes a little bit at a time. Each week is a little bit different. Stay tuned for each new week's episode just to see what little changes take place. I know sometimes I always look forward to some big changes, and I'm also looking forward to getting back into doing the video myself, because I want to see these changes for myself and just not on the screen like you guys see them. So I'm really looking forward to that. I can't wait to actually move into the location, and then Flora and I will have to start working on, I'm going to be doing probably another visa video just to show that it will be time for Flora and myself to leave the Philippines. I'm here on a Balikbayan visa, which basically gives me 1 year in the Philippines. And each year, Flora and I will have to leave the Philippines, go someplace, and then maybe spend a few days there, and maybe we'll vlog that, and then come back into the Philippines with a new visa. So that will be coming up probably in a few months. Still, I know I have some time yet before my 1 year mark, but we're close. Flora and I have been here now 7 months. We came here in September, waiting for the house to be done in January. And of course, like I said, it did go over that 52-week mark, but we're still plugging away. Well, thank you again for tuning in to Arizona Trails Philippine Tales. Please like, share, subscribe. And again, my name is Steve, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.